Today's address has closed captioning available for English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and over 100 other languages. You can select the closed caption button and select your language preference by following the instructions that are now displayed on the screen.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2023 Santa Clara County Office of Education State of Education. My name is Victoria Chan and I am the president of the Santa Clara County Board of Education. Dr. Dewan, our county superintendent of schools, and the Board of Education share a common goal of improving student equity and access to high-quality education. Our shared priorities include expanding student wellness supports and early learning services, advancing climate literacy initiatives, and increasing access to STEM, arts and career technical education pathways, and advocating for increased funding for public education. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Santa Clara County Office of Education staff for their dedication to students, families, and the community. I'd also like to thank all staff members working in education in Santa Clara County. Thank you for all that you do in the support of our youth. And to the students, congratulations on all your hard work. You inspire all of us. Thank you to the families who helped build a community of support. Without you, we would not be able to fully engage and educate our youth. The State of Education will provide an overview of public education in Santa Clara County and highlight how working together for youth maximizes student outcomes. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Melissa Jimenez from Ida Price Middle School, who will sing the national anthem, accompanied by ASL interpreter Alex Macias from Lee High School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet waved o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the 2023 Santa Clara County State of Education Address. I'm Senator Dave Cortese, and I'm honored to participate in this year's Santa Clara County State of Education, not only as a representative for Senate District 15, but as a partner and collaborator with the Santa Clara County Office of Education. I'm proud of the work we've done together to support, uplift, and empower the youth of Santa Clara County. During the State of Education, you'll hear how a partnership with Santa Clara County Office of Education can make a difference in the lives of youth. Thank you to the Santa Clara County Office of Education for sponsoring Senate Bill 692, the Special Education Inclusion Act, a bill that I authored that was signed into law by Governor Gavin Newsom last year. We also secured state funding in last year's budget to create a more efficient system to provide student mental health support in Santa Clara County. And together we're continuing efforts to prevent opioid and fentanyl overdoses amongst youth, not only here in Santa Clara County, but statewide through Senate Bill 10. I look forward to continuing our meaningful partnership as we advance public education. It's now my honor to introduce the Santa Clara County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mary Ann Dewan.
Welcome to the 2023 Santa Clara County State of Education Address. I am Dr. Mary Ann Dewan, your County Superintendent of Schools. Thank you, Senator Cortese, for the introduction. I'm incredibly grateful for our partnership, and I too am honored to be working together to improve outcomes for our youth. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the Santa Clara County Youth Poet Laureate, Anna Yang, a high school senior. Anna will be sharing an original piece focused on inclusion.
Voices at the Table. I grew up in an immigrant family, of holidays that fell on school days, of traditional snacks with labels I still can't read, of trips to a country where people looked like me, but smiled with poorly hidden disappointment when I spoke, of never really fitting in at the lunch table. My voice caught between a dry throat and a shamed culture. To have grown up between two countries, two worlds, two languages, is to have a conflicting identity, always unsure, rarely belonging, but is also to find solace in literature, the stories of guilt, discovery, and love for a complex heritage. Nothing more like home than an Ocean Vuong, or Chen Chen, or Victoria Chang. Nothing more like finding myself. And in my freshman year, others did too. They saw my experience, the uniquely Chinese-American experience, reflected in the honest words of Amy Tan's mother tongue. And they saw themselves, just people facing their external and internal demons, subtle microaggressions and diminished self-worth, the kind that made us question ourselves, isolate ourselves. She brought us together. We, a still blooming classroom of young, wide-eyed students, found humanity, the pieces that made us more same than different, that instilled acceptance and openness within our vulnerable bodies. It was the voice at this table, Amy Tan's voice, that held my shoulders a little higher, my heart a little wider. And how many other voices have impacted students? An uplifting of words from Toni Morrison, Audre Lorde, Sandra Cisneros, Joy Harjo, reverberating in the classroom, shifting our eyes to the untold stories, our untold identities flowing from the page, guiding us through each lived experience seated across the room. Finally, all voices dare to speak up at this table. In 2020, the Santa Clara County Board of Education announced a commitment to ethnic studies curricula, or a commitment to the inclusion of every student's history and embrace of culture no longer confined and silenced in the walls of our homes, or the young students whose holidays no longer fall on school days, but on celebrations where students and teachers become family, holding the explosive diversity of their hometown on their lips like precious painted china. Here, all voices stand at the table.
My gratitude to all that have contributed time and talents for the benefit of the youth within the county. It truly is an honor to live, work, and serve such a vibrant and diverse community. A community in which staff go above and beyond to ensure the success of our nearly 260,000 students. The Santa Clara County Office of Education is committed to our goals of serving, inspiring, and promoting student and public school success by improving student equity and access to high-quality education, providing quality support to schools, students, and communities, and being a premier service provider. The SCCOE maintains strong partnerships with the Santa Clara County Public Health Department, the California Department of Public Health, the State of California, Safeway Pharmacies, and other local partners to administer vaccinations, distribute PPE and testing kits, and offer access to COVID-19 testing. The partnership with Santa Clara County Behavioral Health Department, the County Board of Supervisors, and numerous other state and local agencies has brought educational resources and materials around fentanyl and the rising opioid epidemic to our communities. In 2021, there were 154 opioid-related overdose deaths in Santa Clara County, 31 of which were youth aged 15 to 24, and 11 were youth aged 10 to 19. As of December 2022, more than 1,298 boxes of Narcan have been distributed throughout Santa Clara County learning environments. In partnership with the Santa Clara County Behavioral Health Services Department and the Santa Clara County Opioid Overdose Prevention Program, the SCCOE has hosted 43 training events for school districts and schools and the greater community. 103 elementary, middle, and high schools now have Narcan on their school campus. The Santa Clara County Office of Education, as a member of the countywide fentanyl working group chaired by Supervisor Cindy Chavez, seeks to raise awareness and save lives. It is my goal to have Narcan available on every school campus within the county by the end of this school year. In partnership with local and state agencies, our team is ensuring the proper policies, training, and education are in place. The community efforts to raise awareness about the opioid epidemic and the dangers of fentanyl, coupled with the training and education about the potential life-saving naloxone or Narcan nasal spray, has benefited young people and our families already this school year. Our schools provide well-rounded, rich, and holistic educational opportunities designed to meet the needs of the whole child. Health and education cannot be separated. They are integrally connected. In partnership with schools, community partners, and state legislation, funds for school-based staffing and services to support mental and physical well-being of students has expanded. The SCCOE Department of Youth Health and Wellness operates 19 wellness centers, which already this school year facilitated 7,000 student visits. Surveys revealed that over 70% of students found their wellness center visit helpful and they wanted to return. Adolescents with access to school-based health centers with mental health services are 21 times more likely than students without such access to initiate a visit for a mental health or substance concern. The accessibility of school-based mental health services promotes a longer-lasting commitment to following through with recommended services. In 2022, the Youth Health and Wellness team encouraged students' health with opportunities such as the Young Women's Power Lunch and the Heart and Soul Run. At the Young Women's Power Lunch, Andrew Hill High School Wellness Center students had the opportunity to meet with Santa Clara County judges and have their voices heard. A child's environment can have a direct impact on their physical and mental health. Children who experience poverty, food insecurity, housing instability or low-quality housing, or live in areas with neighborhood crime and violence have worse health outcomes than their peers due to the number of adverse events they face at an early age and throughout their childhood development. When young scholars attend early learning programs, data shows an increase in their social and emotional development. The time spent exploring learning centers, circle time, and literacy, math and art activities promotes language and cognitive skills. And participating in early learning opportunities helps establish healthy habits of engagement and attendance for future schooling. According to the Kids Data Report done in 2021 by the Population Reference Bureau, there were over 67,000 children in Santa Clara County ages 3 to 5. Licensed settings and family child care homes in Santa Clara County have the capacity to serve approximately 69,000 children. The average per child annual cost of early learning in Santa Clara County in 2022 was $28,000. Currently, California, which has almost 3 million children under the age of 5, trails behind other states in terms of access to early education, with only 37% enrolled in transitional kindergarten and the state's subsidized preschool program. Research shows that children who attend preschool are more likely to take honors classes and less likely to repeat a grade. A Brookings Institution report found that fewer than half of low-income children are kindergarten ready, and many never receive consistent services and support to reach the achievement levels of their peers. To increase enrollment and raise awareness of the importance of regular attendance in early learning programs, the Santa Clara County Office of Education's Steps to Success campaign aims to break down barriers for families to access early learning and care services by creating a unified platform that facilitates the enrollment process. Through these programs, every child in our county can have access to a strong foundation for success in life and future careers. In 2022, the SCCOE Resource and Referral Team received 1,001 referrals and 840 support requests regarding early education and child care programs within the county. The SCCOE Resource and Referral continues to provide licensing, professional development, and trainings to child care businesses, specifically to providers who closed during the COVID-19 pandemic and have expressed interest in reopening. EnrollSantaClara.org had over 5,000 visitors representing families looking to enroll their children in child care and preschool programs, Head Start, state preschool, and school enrollment. Engaging students at a young age is critical in establishing the habits necessary for school success. 90% of a child's brain develops by age 5, which is why regularly attending early learning programs builds strong foundations for success in life and future careers. Currently, Transitional Kindergarten, or TK, serves about 100,000 children, primarily those who turn 5 between September 2nd and December 2nd. New legislation through Assembly Bill 130 dedicates approximately $2.7 billion to universal TK. This school year, children turning 5 between September 2nd and February 2nd are eligible. Beginning in the 2023-2024 school year, children turning 5 September 2nd to April 2nd are eligible. Beginning in 2025-26 school year, children turning 4 by September 1st will be eligible. Every school district within the county has a plan for transitional kindergarten expansion. As early adopters, such districts as San Jose Unified, Alum Rock Union, and Franklin McKinley have already begun implementation. The SCCOE is providing professional development to the educational leaders tasked with establishing programs, credentialing opportunities for those interested in teaching preschool and TK, and technical assistance to support all aspects of early learning expansion. The Santa Clara County Office of Education sponsored 2 bills signed by Governor Newsom. The first piece of legislation, authored by Senator Cortese, is the Inclusion Act for All bill that establishes a policy acknowledging students participating in special education programs are first and foremost general education students. Inclusion means the acceptance of all individuals and creating a sense of welcoming and belonging, building a community for all learners. More than half of the school districts within the county have inclusion as a specifically named goal or action within their local control accountability plan. The second bill, the Child Care and Developmental Services Act, prohibits suspension and expulsion in state-funded preschool and child care programs. It strengthens early childhood mental health consultation as a means of providing adequate supports to teachers, children, and families to promote positive mental health, buffer the effects of toxic stress and trauma, and bring out the most optimal development and learning of each child. Community schools offer inclusive and supportive services at school. Pushing the boundaries of traditional schooling, community schools marry education with community partnerships and local government to meet the students where they are, at school. Improving school responsiveness to student and family needs, and organizing school and community resources to address barriers to learning. Community schools typically include 4 evidence-informed programmatic features, which are aligned and integrated into high-quality, rigorous teaching and learning practices and environments. Integrated support services, family and community engagement, collaborative leadership and practices for educators and educational leaders, and extended learning time and opportunities for students who may need additional support. The SCCOE provides technical assistance to help schools with community school planning, meeting the students where they are, limiting barriers, and moving forward with supports will ensure that students achieve. Outdoor classrooms allow for students to enrich their sense of wonder and curiosity, increase their mental health and engagement levels, and explore their natural surroundings. The North American Association for Environmental Education and experts from Stanford University measured the impacts of environmental education for K-12 students over the course of a 20-year period. The results showed that youth are naturally curious about the environment, making outdoor learning a powerful tool to teach multiple subjects. According to Stanford University's key findings, studies documented that students gain knowledge in a variety of areas, including the environment, mathematics, chemistry, biology, ecology, and more. In June of 2022, the SCCOE opened an outdoor classroom at the Magical Bridges Inclusive Playground in Morgan Hill. It is available to all students and educators in Santa Clara County. Visit the link on the screen to plan a visit and access the space. The Santa Clara County Office of Education is expanding technical assistance for the use of the outdoor classroom, the development of school gardens and school garden curriculum in schools across Santa Clara County. In 2022, the SCCOE Growing Gardens project launched a community of practice. Members visit school sites with gardens and develop curriculum. School leaders are interested in increasing and improving garden education programs. With the support of Dr. Delafruz Williams, professional expert and former professor of leadership for sustainability education at Portland State University, additional garden education is available to schools to help them build partnerships, increase professional development for teachers, secure funding, and integrate garden lessons with grade-level curriculum. Other efforts to reduce the carbon footprint include adding solar panels, recycling and composting programs, adding rehydration stations for reusable water bottles, and teaching climate literacy. The Santa Clara County Office of Education partnered with our city forest to plant at least 1,000 trees at schools throughout the county. This event kicked off with an Arbor Day celebration in which students, community members, and volunteers planted 27 saplings or trees at our South County Annex location. I am delighted to report that we have exceeded our goal, as already more than 1,300 trees have been planted. This is important progress. Trees reduce carbon monoxide emissions and increase oxygen, add beauty to school sites, and provide much-needed shade. Did you know that school campuses with blacktop surfaces can be 10 to 20 degrees warmer than the outside temperatures? In 2022, our integrated STEAM team received a grant from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and California Bay Watershed Education and Training Program to provide professional development and fieldwork opportunities for teachers. Focusing on schools in South County, the emphasis will be on meaningful watershed educational experiences, project-based learning, and support with next-generation science standards curriculum and pedagogy. Keeping students engaged and active in their communities is the cornerstone to the Seal of Civic Engagement. Pathways to earn the seal are available to K-12 students within the county. While high school students are eligible to receive the seal on their diplomas, younger students are encouraged to explore volunteer opportunities, participate in democratic activities, and learn about their communities. School districts are in the process of adopting the criteria for the seal. Pilar Svensson, a teacher at Santa Clara High School and Santa Clara Unified School District, was a Civics Leadership Awardee. In addition to coaching mock trial for the last 9 years, Ms. Svensson supports the efforts for determining the criteria for how students can obtain the California State Seal of Civic Engagement. Chronic absenteeism is a concern throughout California. COVID-19 has had a significant impact on student attendance. Often, absences are tied to health needs, such as asthma, diabetes, and oral and mental health concerns. Other barriers, including transportation, lack of a safe route to school, or food insecurity, make it difficult to attend school every day. Increasing opportunities for students to have their health needs addressed on school campuses is one systemic approach we are taking to remedy chronic absenteeism. Creating opportunities for students to relate to and see themselves in the curriculum they are learning, and having access to a diverse group of adults on campus that share the lived experiences of the students are central to our effort. Recent California School Dashboard data shows 61% of Santa Clara County students met or exceeded standard in the English language arts, and 51% of students met or exceeded standard in mathematics. As districts are strategically planning, all of the districts in the county have LCAP goals and actions related to English language arts, and 87% have math-related goals and actions. Further measurements show that the chronic absenteeism rate for Santa Clara County was 19%, compared to the statewide percentage of 30%. The state average for suspensions was 3.2%, while Santa Clara County reported 2.3%. And the 4-year cohort graduation rate for the county was 88.9%, above the state percentage. The data illustrates that supporting students in and beyond the classroom has a positive and tremendous impact. and these efforts must be ongoing and sustained. A focus on learning recovery and acceleration, expanded community school models, equitable and inclusive instructional practices, overall student wellness, and school-based wellness centers are designed to address both the learning and wellness needs of students. The SCCOE is leading the way with the California Collaborative for Learning Acceleration Project, maximizing student wellness on school campuses through the Youth Wellness Initiative, expanding access to high-quality early learning through the Resource and Referral Network, Steps to Success, and the Universal Pre-Kindergarten Initiative, and providing training for educators in evidence-based instructional practices. Together with local and state governments, we are working to eliminate barriers to entering and sustaining the workforce and expand the diversity of school staff. The SCCOE educator preparation programs provide innovative ways for future teachers and administrators to enter new careers in education. With the continued expansion of our educators preparation programs like EPIC and LEAP, special education teachers and leaders are prepared to enter the profession with support throughout the credentialing process. New programs, such as Educator Workforce Pathways, provide educator candidates access points to pursue and complete a teaching credential in a desired area. The programs will offer multiple subject credentials and single subject science credentials in the coming year. Last year, educator preparation programs issued 130 preliminary education specialist credentials, 83 preliminary administrative services credentials, 32 administrative services credentials, and 11 teacher inductions. The Professional Learning and Instructional Support Division offers grants to the majority of students, including the new Golden State Teacher Grant. For the 21-22 fiscal year, there were 32 Golden State Teacher Grant recipients, with 13 having received funds in the current fiscal year. Currently, over 90% of the student body and preliminary programs are grant recipients and are paying no tuition fees. A virtual Step into Teaching event is scheduled for Saturday, February 11th. The event focuses on helping anyone, including career changers, who may be interested in pursuing a teaching career. In the fall, State Superintendent of Public Instruction Tony Thurmond named 5 exceptional educators as the 2023 California Teachers of the Year, which includes Lauren Camarillo as Spanish teacher and advisor for the Mountain View High Ambassador Program in the Mountain View Los Altos Union High School District. Lauren and her fellow State Teachers of the Year are ambassadors for the profession and will serve as representatives of the state for the calendar year. Through these collaborative efforts and more, the SCCOE and schools are working to address the long-standing issues of teaching and staffing shortages in Santa Clara County schools. If you are interested or know someone who might be interested in working within the education sector as a teacher, substitute, classroom aide, counselor, school nurse, or more, please visit the Santa Clara County Office of Education website. Working together on behalf of the youth within our county is the driving force behind the Santa Clara County Office of Education. The SCCOE is committed to our 4 core principles: equity, diversity, inclusion, and partnership, as a means to collectively improve student outcomes both in and out of the classroom. I know that together as a community, we can ensure our children have all that they need to be healthy and successful in learning and in life. As we look to the 2023-2024 school year, implementation of whole child initiatives that support children's developmental needs will be in the forefront. These initiatives acknowledge that health and wellness, social emotional development, trauma, nutrition, and community context impact students' abilities to learn and succeed. These initiatives establish schools as centers of wellness, hubs of the community, and connectors to supportive services. Together, we are stronger for our youth. Thank you, and be well.